Hey, y'all, you know what I mean?
What up,
Shit.
though? This is Knockouts in 3 Counts. But before we bring you another episode of Podcast Gold, let me tell you about the homies over at Michigan's Finest. Do you ever find yourself trying to get yourself together and thinking, man, this is going to be a great night, but I'm looking for that little extra something? Well, check out our friends at Michigan Finest. If you are into medical marijuana, recreational marijuana, concentrates, vapes, anything of that sort, Michigan's Finest has got you covered. And as you can see here, it's all easily done by their website. It's all curbside, and you'll be in and out in 2 minutes. And they're family owned and operated, so customer service is their number one goal. And now, since they are rocking with Knockouts in 3 Counts, use the code KO3MF. Yes, that's KO3MF. You get 10% off your entire order, but that does exclude featured items and items that are already on sale. But if you use that code, you're getting 10% off your items, and I promise you, either if you're looking for that big knockout or you're ready to hit the sheets for that 3 count, Michigan's Finest will get you together. Tell them Knockouts in 3 Counts sent you, and I promise you, you're going to be having a great night. Peace.
This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts in 3 Counts. We got a new world champion.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts in 3 Counts is the podcast dating to the real deal, baby.
Knockouts in 3 Counts starts now.
What up, though? It is a Thursday, and unfortunately so, I was slinging the mail because I was too busy at Dynamite on Wednesday. And damn, shout out to everybody that ran into us. Shout out to the Starbucks superstar Alex Van Zandt coming through and saying what's up and everything else. Shout out to D-Mac Darren McCarty. But man, if you read the caption, it's time to knuckle up in this motherfucker. We got some fights to talk about. We've got the debut, a first-time guest on here. You know we like to try to show love to the home state. We got Grand Rapids' own Esteban the Mohawk Rodriguez. How the hell you doing, brother, man?
What's going on, fight fans around the world, baby? We in live. We in.
I
What is
like
it?
it.
Love
I like it, man. I like the energy. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, these kind of shows are easy to do. Well, before we get going,
nothing yet, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet, man.
oh yeah, we
Get
got
your
some heat for
popcorn.
you. Well, before we get going, man, let everybody know where they can find you, social medias, all that good stuff, and all that good stuff.
Well, you guys can check me out at Team Mohawk MMA on Instagram. I just got my Facebook right now. I'm still trying to figure out the whole social media thing right now, so I'm getting up and running. I'm at the beginning of my run, man. So you guys check me out on Instagram, Team Mohawk MMA.
Telling them get in on the ground level then, huh?
No, baby. You know, I'm about to start. This is the beginning of the climb for me, baby. I'm about to clean out the 205 division starting out next week, Friday, baby. We're going to start our second climb. We'll keep on moving up, baby.
So, in other words, he don't want no motherfuckers that are kind of like the Lions fans. That's what he's saying.
Man, listen, I'm ready for it all, man. Listen, I'm ready for it all.
He said, fickle or not, jump on the bandwagon. Ready or not, here we come. Well, with that being said, man, I did my research. I saw a lot of your stuff in the MMA side of things before you got into Bare Knuckle. So before we get into Bare Knuckle and we get into Bare Knuckle FC and all that stuff, tell me about your transition from MMA to Bare Knuckle. What made you make the switch? Were you just trying to get in there and scrap, or was it something about Bare Knuckle in particular?
Well, man, you know, my MMA career, I didn't even know I was pretty decent with the MMA. Like, my one enemy, I would say, that's kind of veered me off from there has been the jiu-jitsu. I had 3 Americanas back-to-back, so it was real difficult for me to find an MMA fight. I was getting fights, and then I would be getting ghosted here and there just for the fact of, like, shit was just not going through for me, I guess, because of those losses. So I wasn't a religious person, man. I started praying, man, and the man above, for some reason, was like, you know what, I'm going to give you your world. And BKFC ended up giving me a phone call to try to throw my ass to the wolves for a little hometown fight, and I came back with that motherfucker's head. And I'm ready now, baby. I'm ready, man. It was a difficult flow to get in there, man, at first, because it was, you know what I mean? I didn't have to worry about the jiu-jitsu anymore. And like I felt comfortable because it was going to be less to worry about. And it was more my game with just stand and bang, baby. So it was, It was a
Yeah,
bit
but
of a transition, man. It was an easy transition, I would say. It was an easy transition.
I could imagine for somebody that's their main focus in their MMA game, it wouldn't be the hardest thing to transition to. Like you say, you remove certain aspects that you're already trying to avoid in the fight. It's just when you're at minusing the gloves, I feel like is the biggest aspect. It doesn't seem like from the 5 minutes I've been talking to you that that's the biggest issue to somebody like you, but you can see how it would be to a lot of others out there. What
Yeah,
what
I mean,
made
like
you
yeah,
you
go
know
ahead.
what made you make that jump, and was it an issue? Am I crazy, or was it an issue?
No, I mean, it was like I was raised in the streets, man. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in a rough
Yeah,
neighborhood. I was a victim of the environment, so I had to kind of fight to survive. You know what I mean? And it was
yeah,
so for me, I was always getting jumped because of my size. I was that short, fat kid. You know what I mean? Everybody be like, "Oh, look, let's go get. He's big. Let's go get his ass." You know this and that. Well, I came out and fucking showed him a little something, something. So I was able to defend myself. And then when I don't have to focus on one person, whoo, Lord have mercy on that man's soul. But because I went in there to eat, man. I went in there to eat him. And honestly, now that I can only have to focus on one person, and then I have the gloves, you know what I mean? I was already used to the knuckles, man. So it was like getting in there, putting the gloves on. I was able to really start releasing more power. I felt more comfortable in there just for the fact I felt my hands were like indestructible and shit. You know what I mean? So going in there, honestly, dude, like being able to take the gloves off, it just felt like, man, this is my world, dog. You know what I mean? Like, where the fuck has this been at all my life? You know what I mean? Like, I get paid for this now, you know?
It's crazy to hear you say that story because it was the same thing for me finding my way through jiu-jitsu and boxing and stuff. I started with boxing when I was 13. I grew up with CP and Crohn's disease, so I couldn't cut my tie my shoes, write my name, any of that good stuff. So like going through boxing was kind of one of those things. It wasn't even my choice when I got put in it, but it was one of those things, like you said, once you learned that you could throw hands, it was like
It's cool.
It's like a whole nother thing. I was like, I remember you always remember the first time you get punched in the mouth, and then you'll always remember that first good time that you ever punched somebody else in the mouth.
You just feel that
Bro, I'll never forget it. It was in a boxing smoker out in the middle of the Detroit in the back of a parking lot next to a gay strip club. I was 13 years old. Kid was whipping my ass up and down the ring, and then I finally made a miss, and I hit him about as hard as I've ever hit anybody in my whole life. I hit him so hard that I felt my knuckles hit him through the glove. Woo! And I paused, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" That's good.
That felt good.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. So you over here on the bare knuckle end of things, man. That's a whole thing in and of itself. So talk to me about bare knuckle, man. So tell me about your foray into BKFC. Tell me about your first fight. What were your expectations going into it? And now that you've had one time in the squared circle, what are your thoughts coming into the second fight?
And also, real quick, talk me through what it was like to get that call. You said you were kind of waiting on something, and then you got that call, and not only that call, but it's the call for the bare knuckle side.
Well, yeah, man. Like I was saying, I was doing fights with the MMA, and like each promotion, I was like, yeah, we got a fight for you lined up, da 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 da. I'm like, cool. I spend my fucking rent money to get my ass into the gym. I do all kinds of crazy shit to get there, spending all this, dieting crazy, and then next thing you know, like week of the fight, I'd get ghosted, or else it's like they'd message me like, hey, sorry, like the commission doesn't want to let it go because you got 3 losses back to back, so they don't want to put you with this kind of fighter. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then some of the other promotions weren't even fucking throwing me out, like they didn't even tell me shit. They're just be like, yeah, we got a fight for you, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm ready for contract. Shoot me contract, here's my email, da 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 da. Fucking ghost, bro. Ghosting my ass. And again, I'm like, yeah, you guys, I got a fight coming up, da 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 da, and fucking dude, the next thing you know, like I said, I was at the point, man, where I was fucking on my last dollars, man, and I was fucking biting the barrel, man. I was like, fuck, dude, like this is low. I was on the lows of my lows, man. And somehow, like my boy Andrew Train out there, I fought for Dynasty before out there at MMA, and one of my Americana losses, man. That guy was a fucking tough. It was my first time at 205, dude, and that shit felt fucking good, man. I ended up taking that loss, fucking Americana. I was flowing good, and then all of a sudden, like after those fights, man, I wasn't able to get no action. And then, like I said, that Andrew guy hit me up, was like, "Yo, we got a BKFC fight out here, and Omaha, Nebraska, and immediately, bro, my fucking gut went straight to my asshole. I was like, damn, straight to my throat. I was ready to take a shit. I was starting sweating. I'm scared. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, let's go. Okay, BKFC, this is my opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how this fight happened, but hey, let's get it. You know what I mean? So I ended up going, took that fight. I told them what was going on. Like, hey, I got these losses. No MMA fights is letting me get no fights because of this commission and my losses. Is that an issue? They're like, no, we good. Just send your info, send your blood work. Let's get it. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck yes. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So I jumped on that train, man, immediately. As soon as they gave me that opportunity, man, because the MMA scene just wasn't working out for me because of the statistics, man. And I guess, and I'm like, nobody's ever been able to really stand and bang with me, man. You know, like, jiu-jitsu has been my fucking enemy since fucking day one. Even to this day, like, I finally buffed that shit out, though. Don't get it twisted. I finally buffed it out. I turned my fucking nightmare into a dream, and I started getting my, I got gold and gi and a no gi in a Fuji tournament out here not too long ago with the Americana. So, you know, boy, I had to turn that shit around on their ass. So try to take me to the ground now and see what happens. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I fucking, as soon as that BKFC opportunity came up, though, man, I fucking jumped right on it, man. And there was a lot of adversity against on that one, too, man. Don't even get me started with that one, man. But I ended up taking that opportunity. I shot him the contract really quick. I signed immediately as soon as they sent it, and I was ready to go, man. I had 2 weeks to make things happen. It was difficult to find a cornerman on top of that and to find everything else to get me going to that fight. And man, I'll do it like the nerves, the nervousness, man, and like the adrenaline of just thinking about it. You know what I mean? I started looking and doing my research, and I started seeing, all right, these guys are in the millions of views. These guys are like, they're big time. They're making a scene out here now, you know. And on top of that, it was bare knuckle. So I'm like, oh man, let's get it, dude. You know what I mean?
I got a question about this real quick because I thought I read something earlier, seen it on YouTube. So obviously the bare knuckle thing ain't an issue, but did you have an issue with your shoes going into the fight? Tell me about this, dude. There's a story here. There's a story here. And I want it to be told here. So tell me about what happened with your shoes going into the fight.
All right, man. So it's my first time being able to use shoes in a fight. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I'm a size 15, man. I'm a size 15, so it's already difficult to find my shoes on a normal day. I'm like, cool. I hit up Amazon. I'm like, cool. Next day, fucking Prime. I'm like, all right, I got everything in. I got my finances finally situated. I go in there and I gave Amazon Prime a call. I got with them. They were like, all right, we're gonna shoot these shoes the next day. I made sure everything was good. That day came, order ain't come. Next door got a package. I'm like, hey, yo, my man, what's going on? I'm supposed to be receiving some shoes. Big things happening. You know what I mean? My future's on the line. I got dreams to chase. Where you at? Where's my package? Nothing, bro. Nothing. They left my ass hanging high and dry. I went to go train at the same time. My wife was the one I was waiting for the shoes. As soon as I was done training and as soon as we were getting the shoes, we were taking straight off. So since that fell through, they were like trying to get a hold of me while I was in the gym. That didn't work out either because I had the phone around. They started making phone calls from all Dick's, all Gander Mountains, all like the sports good spots, like all these different hightail retail or hightail stores. Nobody had size 15 wrestling or weight training shoes. She started calling Indiana. She started calling Iowa, I think it was. She called all the spots in Nebraska. Nobody had shit for size 15s. Somehow, I don't know how she did it. She started looking on Facebook Market. We found some cat out there in Cleveland, Ohio that was like, hey, I got some size 15s used wrestling shoes. Let's get it. And I'm like, all right, bet. So she starts kind of giving him the rundown on what was going on. And he was like, cool, I'll wait with you guys. I'm out here in Cleveland. And we start doing GPS shit. Man, we weren't going to get into Cleveland, Ohio till like 3 a.m. Homeboy is like, yeah, I got you. Size 15 shoes. So, yeah, cool. In my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, these size 15s is like a fucking unicorn right now. How is it that this man got size 15s and like no other retail store, no other store got size 15s? Like, all right, cool, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be 4 hours out of the way and then another 4 hours added on to the 9-hour drive to Omaha already. So I'm like, cool, let's get it. I got the family with me. I'm sweating bullets, man. I'm sweating bullets.
For some shoes.
You get to meet up with some cat in the middle of the night in the middle of some Walgreens. I'm like, shit was deserted. There was nobody around. I'm like, okay, if this motherfucker try to rob me, I'm gonna get shot, and then like my family gonna get shot. Like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if I'm gonna get stabbed. I don't know if they're gonna see me get stabbed. Like, I don't know what's about to happen here. There's a lot of scenarios running through my mind, man. But the good man above, man, made it happen, bro. My homeboy down there in Cleveland, Ohio, some guy named Greg, man, on Facebook Market. Legit, bro. Pulled up, fucking big ass dude just started coming at me. I didn't see the shoes at first. So I'm like, damn, here we go, dog. Here we go. I'm getting ready to turn the car on and just bust a move. And I'm like, nah, man, come on, just jump out the web. Let's go. You're here. We got to make this shit happen. Let's see what's going on. What's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? We're already in this pot. You know what I mean? Let's get it. And bro, homeboy popped up and he gave me them size 15 shoes. Made sure I was checking to see if they was good. And we made that shit happen, man. He came through, bro. He came through. Facebook Market pulled through. Amazon Prime let me down, dog. I was surprised. I was surprised, and that shit was gonna be the contract breaker right there. So it was like everything was on the line for them shoes, man. Everything.
Well, God bless you, Greg. If you're watching, Greg.
God bless Greg.
Yeah.
That is the moral of the story of his
man.
BKFC debut. Shout out to past guest of the show, Calvin the Hero Harbaugh out here, man. We chatted with him before the CFFC fight. Tell me a little bit about that, bro. You're training out at Temple MMA. Tell me about training out there. Tell me about the kind of looks you're getting out of there, and how you're looking with camp headed into this BKFC fight, bro.
So yeah, man, it's a good thing you said that, because actually the gym that I was going to before, I wasn't able to really afford it at the time, and that was another thing, man. It was like I was spending all my money on on the expensive gyms to try to get to and from, and I just like I couldn't make ends meet. When I started doing my prayers and stuff, man, for some reason, God came through, put Calvin in front of my face. You know what I mean? He put him in front of my path again, and like everything just fell right into place, man. I can't even really explain how it happened. Just like I got on my knees, bro, and just started praying and shit, dude. Like I was like, I'm gonna give this shit a try. I ain't no religious person, dog, but I'm on my hands and knees right now, dog. What's going on here?
dope.
Like, come on with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I had faith, man. I had faith, and I believed in. Somehow Calvin came into play, man, and was like, yo, I told him straight up how it is. Like, I want to train like Mike Tyson. I want to train like Muhammad Ali, and I want to add all that shit together. And like, if we do this, this is the platform that I want to do. Like, this is the camp I want. And he was like, fuck, let's run it. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's make this happen. On top of that, I told him my situation with the finances and everything. He was like, don't even worry about it. Like, everything happened like unbelievably, man. Like, it was just perfect, like falling right in the fucking place, man. Like I wasn't able to afford it. He was like, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. Then he even gave me money to come to the gym. You know what I mean? He even fucking paid for my gas to get to the gym. Don't worry about shit. Just get your ass here and put in this work. And I'm like, you got to tell me twice. I was already ready to do that. Oh shit. You know what I mean? I started making that happen. And dude, it just took off from there, man. Everything clicked. He started running me down through the footwork drills, which is something I never done before. I started learning how to put my feet up from under me, you know what I mean? And that took me to a whole nother level, man. Then I started figuring out my range. He started playing with different drills for my range. I learned that. Woo! That took it to a whole nother level on top of that. And I just been grinding ever since, man. He's had me at Temple, and we just been growing, man. We've been trying to help the youth come up, troubled youth. And he's got his thing with the 9th Street Dojo coming up right now. And like, we're trying to help all the troubled youths that are coming in. He had guys coming in on sleeping on the mat, man, sleeping on the mat. So now we're building this whole new temple, man, a whole new dojo for these guys coming up, and like building a whole new path for the next generation coming up, man.
That's dope. That's dope, man. I started in a smaller gym and then ended up over with MASH and the guys from Warrior Way and all that stuff as well. So it's definitely dope to hear, people giving back and trying to give back to the young bucks. Well, like we said, man, you're stepping back into the squared circle May 19th. Tell me about your fight facing Jaquis Williams. What are your thoughts? It looks like it's his debut into the bare knuckle world. How do you think that first go round in the square circle is going to serve you going into this fight?
I'm letting you guys know right now, man. I'm out here to make some statements, man. I'm gonna come in there like a fucking bat out of hell, yo. They're not gonna know what the fuck to do with me in this division. I'm telling you, nobody's gonna be able to handle my power. Nobody's gonna be able to handle my speed. Nobody's gonna be able to handle my fucking angle. I'm gonna let these motherfuckers go. I'm gonna put the people on their feet. they haven't seen a fighter like me yet. They don't even know that I'm their favorite fighter yet. You know what I mean? Like, they about to recognize the real shit when I step back in there again. Like, I know he's been training hard and everything, man, but like, I got a fucking mission. You know what I mean? I got to accomplish, and I'm on a fucking mission, man. And ain't nothing but stop me from that mission. So unfortunately, it ain't no personal. Ain't nothing personal. You know what I mean? This is just on God's plan now, baby.
We
I like it.
In this fight, you're saying you're going to finish this one.
Oh, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I believe all my fights are going to be finished. I still haven't found a man to make it to the decision yet. With me, as far as I say, because I did have a man that was like 270. First time I ever had a guy that big being a blue belt. And fuck, unfortunately, I almost got Americana there too. But,
damn,
you know what I mean?
Calvin says it's going to be in one round.
One round.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe. I ain't playing no games, man. We've been working, bro. We've been working. I've been in the endless camp. After that viral knockout, man, they fucking had my ass on ice, yo. They put me on ice, and I've been fucking working my ass off ever since. And Calvin, dude, like, we've been putting in work, man. We've been putting in work, and it ain't a fluke, man. I've been trying to tell these guys that a lot of people keep commenting, oh, it was a lucky shot. They're going to find out next week. They're going to find out. They're going to see. I'm going to shut them all up.
Good.
Well, tell me about that, man. You would have thought having a nasty knockout like that you would have been right back into the squared circle. Tell me about that. What do you
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought the same thing too, man. Immediately I was ready to get back in there. I came off, I had a little fight bite. I ended up pushing man's bottom 4 teeth in or something like that, and I ended up getting that fight bite on there. So I was out for like maybe a month before I was able to get right back into it again. And ever since then, I thought like, all right, cool, they're gonna give me a call right back, and nope, same shit again. I was getting phone calls from MMA. Then it was like, no, I can't because I'm on contract with Bare Knuckle. And then it was like, well, Bare Knuckle don't got nothing lined up for you yet. And then it was like, well, it was a bunch of stuff. I think the back out ended up happening as well. So I ended up going on through that. And then I was like still in camp. And I'm like, cool, full camp, let's go. I'm ready. And then again, it was a dropout. And I'm like, what the fuck? Then it was just like that on, off for fucking 6-7 months till this time now. It's go time now, baby. I ain't been fucking stopping. I feel like David's doing that to try to see if I would fucking like take my time off and take time off or whatever. I'll be an easy fucking fight for the next guy or whatever. Fuck that. I'm cleaning up the fucking 205 division.
Ready to go. Get right back in there.
I'm ready. When I fucking make my statement this fucking week, they're gonna see. They're gonna get my ass right back in there, dog. Right back in there. I'm gonna knock that motherfucker down too. I'm gonna start knocking all these fucking names right off the list, dog.
Now,
I like it.
You talked about improving your jiu-jitsu game and stuff. Now, is that the main focus? Is just your BKFC or bare knuckle career, as long as the opportunities continue to present themselves, or is MMA something that we're still looking at potentially in the future?
Well, I'm a man that likes to do it all. I like to claim myself to be pure human. You know what I mean? I'm trying to push the limits to the human boundary, man. You know what I mean? Like, people keep saying, oh, you need to get one profession or you need to learn one thing. No, fuck that. I do masonry, I do framing, I do fucking all kinds of concrete work, flat work, you know what I mean? I'm a fucking professional painter, I do landscaping, I do jiu-jitsu, I do boxing, I do Muay Thai, I can fucks with some kickboxing. Put me in the motherfucking game, coach. Put me in the game. See what I can do.
Like your coach said, could we even see you in the likes of something like game bred bare knuckle MMA?
Baby, now you're talking about me. You're talking about me. Listen, man, if it wasn't for being on contract with BKFC, I probably would have went with game bred just for the fact that, like, that's what the real dogs are. You know what I mean? I know there's some dogs at BKFC who to take a shit to the face and then take a knuckle right after that. It takes a different dog to get in there, man. And honestly, like, I feel like it's time for me to show them what a real wolf looks like, man.
Oh, yeah.
Being a dog, man. I'm trying to come.
Well, I'll make sure I clip that and send that Jorge Masvidal's way. We have to see if we see you inside a Game Bred FC cage, man.
Hey, they give me enough money, I'll drop all this shit. You know what I mean?
Buy them out. Let's go. Let's go.
Calvin, don't worry. I've got that quoted. Well, like I said, man, I like the energy from what we've seen so far. You know, a couple of questions to go off of that. Number one, tell me the story of the Mohawk, bro. What's the Mohawk?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So actually, when I was younger, man, I was always picked on. You know, I was that short, fat kid. I was getting picked on and shit, man. So I ended up fucking wanting to do something that nobody else did. And at that point, I was fed up with everything. You know what I mean? I was at a dark point of my life too. And I was like, you know what am I going to do differently? Like, I feel different. Like, I want to be different. You know what I mean? Like, I seen everybody with fades and bald fades and all this other shit. I'm like, man, what do I see that nobody else has? Fucking looking around, here's been like contemplating on the week. I ain't seen no motherfucker with a mohawk. So I'm like, man, you know what? I'm getting me a mohawk, dog. Fuck that. At that time, it was like 2003, I think it was. It was like 2003. I had some cousins that I met for the first time. They came out from Cali. And I'm like, hey, yo, Prima, come my shit into a mohawk. They looked at me like, who the fuck is this little fat short dude over here? Like, but I mean, they did it. They thought it was going to be a joke. And I fucking ran with it ever since, man. And like, it's funny because actually I never liked the name Mohawk. At first, like a few friends of mine, they were just picking on me here and there once I had it again, and I had it for a few years. And they were just constantly, they constantly start calling me, hey Mohawk, hey Mohawk. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, that ain't my name, yo, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, you know what I mean? And then it just kind of stuck, man. And ever since I seen Homeboy, man, he just, hey Mohawk, hey Mohawk. And I'm like, nah, man, shut the fuck up, man. That ain't my name, Mohawk. You know, call me fucking Steven or call me Esteban, you know what I mean? And fucking at that time, man, it was just it stuck, man. It stuck, and after that I just kind of ran with it, man. Everybody was calling me Mohawk, and then when I got into the fight game, I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not?
It's all good, man. Sometimes you got names like that. For me, man, with my last name being what it is, I've been the homie Miles Jury from UFC and Bellator and all that's been calling me Collision since I was fucking 14 because it pissed my dad off left and right. And if it wasn't that, the fact that I'm always wearing my chain or doing whatever I always had Big Don calling me fresh to death. So I get it, bro. You do your thing.
The nicknames don't pick you, man. Sometimes it's just,
hey, I'm still here to put the people on their feet, baby. You know it. I talk with these motherfuckers right here.
Well, you know, speaking of talking, you do some good talking. So with that being said, were you ever a pro wrestling fan? Because our show also covers the world of pro wrestling. You know, we've had the likes of DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, the likes of Booker T, the likes of Brother Love, and all that kind of stuff on here. So tell me, do you get down with the pro wrestling end of things?
Woo, baby, you know what it is. You know my man Ric Flair, baby. Come on, now. I used to follow WWE and all that good stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna try to sign up for it at the time for like the whole WWE star thing. And then it was just like all this other shit kind of just took off, and I just been kind of caught up in life, really just trying to chase this dream down, man. But that was definitely, man, I was a fan too of The Undertaker, you know what I mean? I came up watching Rey Mysterio and these guys, Walls of Jericho, baby, you know, all those good guys coming up, man. Like those are the original WWF, man. Like that. Yeah. Man, those days, man, they just don't make fights like that no more, man.
Man, you gotta love it. You talk about Rey Mysterio, man. They got the LWO back, bro. Ray's back. You got Ray's kids in there, bro.
Man, I gotta check that out, man. I haven't looked into that. I'm gonna have to check.
Bro, you gotta peep the show that they just did in Puerto Rico. I promise you, that crowd was savage. Bad Bunny was in there killing it.
Okay. He did get in there. Okay.
Yeah, dude. And then it was Brock and Cody Rhodes in the main event. I highly recommend.
Nice. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Well, now that we know that you get down on the wrestling end of things, man, put him in there with bare knuckles and boxing trunks, and he could be their bare knuckle king.
Yeah, you know it, man. There we go. I'm ready, man. I'm telling you,
bro. Between you and Lorenzo Hunt, bro, like you guys are like tailor made for wrestling. Like I was literally just talking about Lorenzo Hunt with Big Swole. Shout out to Big Swole.
Hey.
Definitely, hopefully, be coming to a show here soon. But you know, on your card, you guys got a hell of a main event. You got one of the OGs. You got Houston Alexander in the main event in Nebraska. You know, what are your thoughts on him and Jeremy Smith? Do you think we see Houston Alexander catch another body?
Oh man, honestly, I see Houston handling business. But Jeremy, he's hungry too, man. And I got to meet Houston last time, and I felt his energy. He got to kind of see where I was at, and honestly, I've been looking at him too, and like he's in my division. And honestly, if he don't get the fuck on, I'm gonna be wiping through his ass too.
Oh man, here we go.
Shots fired.
Hey, listen, anybody that got a fucking number before they fucking name in front of my shit, they better fucking wash their ass and hit that treadmill because I'm coming for that ass.
Said
You
ain't
better
nobody.
believe
Said.
it. I ain't playing no fucking games. I will clean out the 205 fucking bare knuckle boxing division. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for all you motherfuckers. All you guys better beat your ass to work because I'm coming.
I
Believe
love it.
He said
Man.
he said if age don't get him, a Mohawk will, man.
Shit,
like
you
it.
better believe it, baby.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
Man.
I'm coming, man. Keep your eyes open, baby, and don't blink. Don't blink. Because it's going
If
down.
Hawk is smart, that's the name on his tongue after the Wow. Calvin says that needs to be the name off your tongue after you get this dub.
Be a hell of a place to call him out too, right? Right in Nebraska.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
man.
Hey, listen, I'm ready to clean out fucking wherever they send me. They want to fucking fight, you send me wherever the fuck you want me to clean the motherfuckers out. And I'll go in there and handle business. I'll get the job done. Believe that.
I like it. Well, dude, tell me, I mean, obviously you're watching what's going on in the world of MMA and the world of bare knuckle. I mean, what were your thoughts on BKFC's biggest event? They just had BKFC 41. We had, we'll start with Luke Perry and, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Luke Rockhold. Yeah,
that
Luke
sounds like
Perry.
a
I'm
sounds
talking
like a
about
country
Jungle
singer.
Boy over here and shit from AEW. See, I was at AEW last night at the Little Caesars Arena, and see what happens? I mixed like 3 names all in one. Look at this. Can't even fucking speak.
Yeah,
And I'm the one they give the microphone to. Son of a bitch. But with that,
hey, gotta love it though, dog.
I mean, hey, that's the perks of it being my shit. At least I didn't do that on Spectation Sports. But with that being said, tell me, Perry versus Rockhold, what do you think?
To be honest, man, I thought fucking Rockhold was gonna hold it down. Me being watching him since the UFC, I thought he was a little more tough, man. I'd have motherfucking spit my tooth if this motherfucking got to work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about stopping a fight the way he did, but to each their own. You know what I mean? UFC hasn't seen shit that I could do yet. You know what I mean? I had my plans to go clean out that division anyway. So now that I'm seeing them boys transition over here, I'm starting to see none of them motherfuckers like to get hit. I'm motherfucking coming for all that shit. You know, I'll take a hit to give a hit. I don't give a fuck. You better be ready to fight. You fucking step in that bitch with me. And then them boys, Luke, I thought was going to be fucking a little bit more pressure, a little more tough. Perry, that man, no doubt, is a dog, man. No doubt. I definitely love to link with him sometime, man, get some work, because I know he'd be somebody to push me as much as I'll be able to push him. And I can see Perry really being the next, fucking tearing up the whole motherfucking division where he's at, you know what I mean, and being at the top for a long time, man. So nobody likes to get hit like that, you know what I mean? My man knows how to handle that motherfucking platinum fucking power, baby. Boom. Mm-hmm. He handles business, man. He handles business, and I thought I was going to see more from Luke, man. I thought I was going to see a little more. I didn't think he was going to go down like that, but you know what I mean? Hey, some people just ain't cut out for this shit.
Well, you talk about power, bro. Chad Mendez versus Eddie Alvarez might have been fight of the year already. Man. I mean, they beat the dog shit out of each other. What did you think of that fight?
Man, that's what I call a fucking fight, y'all. That's the fucking kind of fight right there that gets the fucking crowd going. I love that shit. Mendez, man, I watched him too coming up, man. Eddie, I've heard of his name. I knew his name's been out there, but I never really watched him as much. But I know he's a dog too. So to see them boys collide like that, man, was definitely a fucking fun fight. I would definitely love to see Mendez get back in there again, you know what I mean? Because this is honestly his fucking kind of sport. But you know what I mean? You can't force nobody to live this kind of lifestyle, man. This is a fucking gladiator sport, dog. This is like
plus, I mean, he's been in the game a long time though, too. I mean, you got to remember he had that long UFC run. He was around WEC days.
Yeah, like, but they get to play with the pads, man. They get fucking pillow pads and shit. Come on, man. This is a real deal. This is a man sport now. You know what I mean?
I get that. But I mean, you got to figure all that wear and tear. He probably's coming there thinking, he got paid for them 2 fights. He comes in there, knocks old boy out, has one of the biggest fights on BKFC 41, their biggest event. Probably gets paid and said, you know what? Fuck it. I already made my resume in the UFC. I got a resume over here in BKFC now, so fuck it.
Yeah, I can see that, man. But we are, man. We fighters, man. We do this shit for the people, man. We do this shit for you can't just tap out like that, man. You a fucking people's fighter, man. He needs to get his ass back in there again. All bullshit aside, because he's leading a path for fighters to be able to keep that constant kind of pressure. There's not a lot of fighters that keep that pressure. You know what I mean? It's like we always try to tell these people, like, the fights that we want, we have to keep the people on their feet. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be diddly daddling and fucking just tapping here and there, and just fucking looking at each other. No, get the fuck in the skillet, man. Like, you leading by, Chad is leading by example on that kind of shit. You know what I mean? We need more fighters like that still in the game. A lot of these guys just standing around fucking setting the pace for people, just fucking standing there and shit. It's like, nobody wants to see that shit. Throw some fucking hands. You know what I mean? Like, Mendez and them guys, they put that pace out there. That's the fucking pace I love to fucking have right there. That's the kind of showcase we need to have all the fucking fighters doing. And for those guys to lead by example like that, we need more guys in the game like that for a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Just to kind of teach the next generation coming up, since it's just still a new upcoming sport, you know?
Yeah, I can understand his career path choice. I definitely understand it, but I could also see if they found another interesting matchup for him, similar to what the Eddie Alvarez was, that maybe he could be lured back in to the squared circle. Because to your point, not only does he's still very game. That fight could have been scored either way, but on top of that, he looked like he was in incredible shape. He really was still like jacked as could
like
be.
He was prime, man. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the testing is over there in BKFC, but your boy Chad Mendez is looking swole, that's for sure. And he definitely, to your point, put on an all-action.
Say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what I try to tell people, man. Like, you go off of natural energy, though, man. There's just something about that natural fucking food and stuff. I don't know. I'm an all-natural guy. I love fucking everything about nature, clean fucking food, all that good shit. And that's what brings me my energy. You know what I mean? I don't need any of that other supplemental shit. I don't take no supplements or any of that shit like that. I'm all natural, baby. You got to fucking do what it do. Handle business, man.
All right, man. Well, before we get you out of here, I know obviously you've told us you still keep up with the MMA game as well. Tell me how you're feeling with Aljo versus Cejudo that we saw go down.
Ooh, man. Cejudo is my dude. I've been watching him since because I follow Mike Tyson a lot, and I seen Mike Tyson was working with him. And to be honest, man, like I thought he would have had that, man. To be honest, I thought he was gonna take that fight, and like the rules of the UFC are a little funky, man. Like being able to fucking put your hand down and not knee a motherfucker, you know, that ain't real true martial arts. Like, I mean, in my eyes, I feel like the fucking true martial arts, you fucking ready to bang anything and everything on your body is able to fucking use as a weapon. You know what I mean? So I would have been throwing knees. I feel like if he was able to throw knees when homeboy was, you know, when he had him on the ground most of the time, that fight would have never made it to the fucking judge's hands. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And it's like, I fucks with Henry, man. I fucks with Henry, and I know he's gonna come back hungrier than ever, man. He's gonna come back and he's gonna tear everybody's ass apart.
What do you think about a fight with him and Marab?
Ooh, that'd be a good man. That'd be a nice little something right there. That'd be a banger.
What up, no?
That'd be a banger, baby. That'd be a banger. I still got Henry on that one though, man. Because like I said, yo, he's got a good camp
over Marab. Wow.
And his mindset though, after you take a loss like that though, you know what I mean, you tend to fucking buff out all those rough edges, you know what I mean? So he's gonna come back and fucking cleaner than ever, yo.
He was off for a long time, man. So.
Yeah, that time.
So he's just getting that ring rust off, man. He can blow that shit off and come right back in the game before fucking tear everybody apart. Watch.
What about our fellow Michigan's own Jamal Hill, man? What's your thoughts on Jamal Hill working his way up?
Bro. I'm gonna do everything in my power to be able to help him secure this fucking bag on this next one. Now that I'm able to move around a little bit more, like, cause I've been wanting to work with him for quite some time now, man. But it's just my funds have always been fucked up, and my camps have been like crazy. You know? My schedule's always been crazy, so we just always had like off schedule craziness. You know what I mean? So now that things are gonna be going big now for me, and I'm able to afford to be able to go out there. You know what I mean? Be more mobile and shit. I will definitely want to work with him a lot more and try to help him get to secure and all that. Cause he's already got everything he needs. You know what I mean? He's already got everything rounded out, bro. That's a true champion right there. His story coming up, you know what I mean? Is just same like all of us out here, man. We fucking came out from the streets, man. We chasing dreams, and he fucking accomplished that shit. I'm on the cloud now, baby. So I'm following in his footsteps right now. I'm trying to put on for his Michiganders too now, man. I'm gonna take over that bare knuckle now. I'm gonna hold that championship belt. He's gonna handle that UFC belt. we're going to. My mind. I want to help him out. You know what I mean, and get everything, build our team to another level that this world's never seen before, man. And honestly, I could say he's going to be staying at the top for a while now, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I know it's got to be a huge inspiration with being the same size and everything like that, and it's got to be an awesome thought to have potentially two 205-pound champions
Oh man, dude,
holding the belt down here in the state.
This is where the big boys play, baby, and we is gonna be fucking coming for it all, dog. Believe that. We cut different over here, man. I don't know what it is. Like we love that shit, man. We thrive off that shit, dog. Fucking putting the people on his feet. And he's a people's fighter, man. He's an all-around fighter, man. Jiu-jitsu, fucking stand-up, his angles is just he's getting flawless, man. He's getting flawless, yo. And he's gonna be a fucking dangerous motherfucker to play with in there, yo.
Shout out to Sweet Dreams, man. He was next door. He was right next to us at Lights Out 11 when we was doing the commentary. Shout out to Adair Byerly, who was doing the commentary with us, was on the show Tuesday as well. All right, man. Well, since we were talking about all that, talking about the big boys play and all that, how you like these fights this weekend? You got Rosenstrike versus Jalton Almeida. How you like that one?
I'm gonna have to go with Almeida on this one, man. Like,
wow, okay.
It's gonna be. That underdog, man. You know what I mean? The underdog story, man. You gotta go with the underdog sometimes because they're hungry, man. They're hungry.
I don't even know if Jalton. I always struggle with his damn name. He's one of those. He's got one of the names, but I don't even know if he's the dog because I mean Rosenstruck. He's entertaining when he wins, man. But you put him in there against a lot of the grapple heavy guys like Jalton is. He usually struggles, and I feel like that's what we're going to see come Saturday is Almeida really making his ascension towards the top of the division.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
I
just want to see these guys
too, Corey.
I just want to see these guys put the fucking people on their feet, man. Like,
well, speaking of putting the people on their feet, man, let me ask you this: the co-main event to me is the more name-worthy fight, which I don't know why that wasn't the main event. You got Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Johnny Walker. I mean, how is that a co-main event over? Right. Rosenstrike and them, but what are your thoughts on Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker, bro?
Man, dude, like I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I've had my eyes set on those guys for a while too, man. Like I thought I was gonna cross paths with them for a while, but I can honestly say Johnny, I've been studying him for a while, man. And like ever since that loss from Jamal, like he's got something inside of him that's like I ain't taking no fucking losses, dog. Fuck that shit. So I've been watching his ass train hard, and he's been training hard. He's been doing a lot of different shit. Smith though too, man, he's flying hard, bro. He's ready for whatever. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, he's been with Jamal. You know what I mean? Having this with him. So I already know that boys. They've been putting in work, man. So it's gonna be a banger, man. It's gonna be a banger, no doubt. And I feel too that should have been made for them for sure. Because that's definitely gonna be a fight, man. That people are gonna want to see.
Yeah, that one hurts my feelings, man, because it was slated to be the main event. Yeah. I don't know if maybe one of them asked to make it 3 rounds instead of 5 or something. Maybe there was some.
Man, see, that's the thing too, right there, man. Motherfuckers always trying to get a fucking easy. Fuck that. Get your ass.
Unless you're Bilal Muhammad out here, bro, taking 5 rounds in the co-main, taking a fight on 3 weeks' notice. But damn. Prayers up for Gilbert Burns, man. He tore a whole bunch of shit up in that fight.
Yeah, he did, apparently.
Yo, that's wild.
Tore his delt, tore his AC joint, tore his a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, dude. He took a lot of damage in that one, dude. So we'll have to hopefully good luck to Gilbert Burns and his recovery and all that good stuff. Well, the other fight that stuck out to me on that card is the Ian Gary versus D-Rod fight, bro. I like Ian Gary. I feel like D-Rod is tough for anybody. How do you like that fight?
I kind of have to agree with you on that as well, man. I haven't watched much of those guys, but I can say D-Rod, I don't see that hunger in him as much.
It seems like from his first couple fights, like when he got that victory over Mike Perry and shit, he had that like real dog mentality in there. And it seems like, I don't know if I think he had an injury that he came off of, and he was gone for about a year. And it seems like ever since then, he hasn't looked the same in like that Neil Magny fight and shit like that. He hasn't had that same mentality. I don't know what it is. Got a little money now. He ain't chasing it quite as hard, or age.
Injuries will change a motherfucker, yo.
Yeah,
That shit'll make you or that shit'll break you, yo. You know what I mean? I blew my fucking shoulder out in my fucking amateur days, and that's why motherfuckers kept attacking that shit for that damn Americana. Like I said, I ain't let that shit fucking break me down. If anything, I use that as fuel to fucking get me to where I'm at now, and that's one of the main reasons why I put pressure on. They ain't got time to fucking think about fucking coming after my shoulder. They got fucking jab. You know?
Yeah, no shit.
Them damages, those damages will change a whole different mindset. That motherfuckers will make it. Those people fucking crumble like, I'm a fighter. Let's take this damage. Let me fucking take it easy. No, fuck that. I'm gonna get your ass in there, take the damage. All right, I'm building this bitch to fucking bigger and better than what it was. I'm getting my ass in there. And this shit ain't breaking no more. Let's go. And if they do, I'm breaking that shit across this motherfucker's face. That's what I feel like these guys are fucking starting. That's my mentality. That's what I do my shit. So it's like, I see these guys take these fucking injuries, man. Some of them just don't recover the same thing.
I like it, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to the fight. May 19th, we're going to be seeing it go down. BKFC 43. Make sure you're checking it out. Don't blink. Somebody might go to sleep. Until next, I mean, you already know what it is. This won't be the last time we bring you through on the show. Appreciate you coming through in the time. And I can see by the lights behind you, man, I got to get you out of here before the street lights come on. So in the meantime, I see shit. But hell yeah, man. Appreciate the time. In the meantime and in the in-between time, all of you guys who are here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, you never know what you got coming through here. A little birdie told me that there might be some guests that you might want to stay tuned for. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everybody that was out there with us at AEW last night. And in the meantime and in between time, hit that subscribe button and fuck your couch. Peace.
Couch. All right.